Hello everyone, myself S Falmari. In the last video, we discussed the procedure to solve the non-homogeneous system of linear equations. In this video, we will consider few examples. Learning outcome: at the end of this session, students will be able to solve the system of non-homogeneous linear equations. Consider the first example. Test for consistency the following equations and solve them if possible. So these are the given four equations which we have to solve if possible. Solution: the first step is to write down the given system of linear equations in the matrix form A into x equal to B, where A is a coefficient matrix, x is a matrix of unknown and B is a constant matrix. First of all, writing the coefficient matrix A by considering the coefficients of x, y, z from the left hand side of each of these equations. What we get? Let us see. From the first equation, the coefficients of x, y, z are 3, 1, 5. From the second equation, the coefficients are 1, 1, 1. From the third equation, the coefficients are 1, minus 1, 2. And from this last equation, the coefficients are 2, minus 2, 3. Next, matrix of unknowns. Here, in all three unknowns, x, y, z, their column matrix will be like this one. And finally, the constant matrix B. From each equation, the constant is 8, 6, 5, 7. Now, immediately we will consider the augmented matrix AB to convert it to echelon form. The augmented matrix AB is equal to, first of all, writing the coefficient matrix A. This is the coefficient matrix A, and now joining the constant matrix B. So this is the augmented matrix AB. Now, the next aim is to apply elementary row transformations on this augmented matrix AB to get or to reduce it to echelon form. This is the augmented matrix. Now we will apply the elementary row transformations on this system to convert it to echelon form. First of all, consider the first diagonal element. Here it is 3. We will reduce the elements lying below of these 3 to 0 using this row number 1 only. For that purpose, we will apply the row transformations. To convert this first entry 1 to 0, we will use the transformation 3R2 minus R1. And again, to convert this 1 to 0, we will apply the row transformation 3R3 minus R1. And to convert this last entry 2 to 0, we will apply the row transformation 3R4 minus 2R1. Let us perform these row transformations one by one. So in this augmented matrix, there is no change in the first row. Now performing the first row transformation 3R2 minus R1. After multiplying row number 2 by 3, we get these entries. Now subtracting this 3R2 and this R1, what we get? 3 minus 3 is 0, 3 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 5 minus 2, and 18 minus 8, 10. Performing the next row transformation 3R3 minus R1. After multiplying by 3 to the row number 3, we get all these entries. Now subtracting these two rows, 3 minus 3 is 0, minus 3 minus 1 minus 4, 6 minus 5 1, and 15 minus 8 7. And final row transformation 3R4 minus 2R1. After multiplying row number 4 by 3, we get these entries, and multiplying row number 1 by 2, we get these entries. Now subtracting these two rows, 6 minus 6 0, minus 6 minus 2 minus 8, 9 minus 10 minus 1, and 21 minus 16 is minus 5. 21 minus 16 is 5. Now we will move towards the next diagonal, which is 2. Now we will convert the elements lying below of these 2 to 0 using this row number 2 only. For that purpose, we will apply the row transformation R3 plus 2R2 and R4 plus 4R2. Obviously, there is no change in the first two rows. Applying R3 plus 2R2 row transformation for the row number 3, what we get? After multiplying by 2 to the row number 2, we get these entries here. Now taking the subtraction, first entry is 0, second entry obviously is 0. The next entry 1 minus 4 is minus 3, 7 plus 20 is 27. Next transformation R4 plus 4R2, multiplying row number 2 by 4, we get all these entries. Now adding row number 4 and this corresponding row, obviously first two entries are 0. Next entry minus 1 minus 8 is minus 9 and 5 plus 40 is 45. So now we will move towards the next diagonal, which is minus 3, and we try to convert the elements lying below of this minus 3 to 0 using this row number 3 only. For that purpose, we will apply the row transformation R4 minus 3R3. So what we will get? Obviously, there is no change in the first 3 rows, and after multiplying by 3 to row number 3, we get these entries. So obviously, first 3 entries are 0, and for the last entry, 45 minus 81 is minus 36. Now, all the diagonals are finished from the coefficient matrix A. It means that this is the required echelon form of the augmented matrix AB. Now we have to calculate the rank of the augmented matrix AB and the rank of coefficient matrix A. First of all, rank of the augmented matrix AB, which is the number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of augmented matrix AB. This is what the echelon form of the augmented matrix AB. Now here we can count the number of non-zero rows. This is first row, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth one. All these 4 are the non-zero rows. Therefore, I can write here 4. Now next, rank of A, which is what? Number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of A. Where is the echelon form of A? This is the shaded region is the echelon form of coefficient matrix A. Now let us count the number of non-zero rows. This is first, this is second, this is third. This fourth one is a 0 row. So in all we are having how many non-zero rows? 3 non-zero rows. That's why I can write here 3. Now from these two, we can say that rank of augmented matrix AB is not equal to rank of a coefficient matrix A. It means that the given system is inconsistent according to the condition of consistency. Inconsistent means the given system has no solution. Let us consider one more example. Test for consistency solution. First of all, we try to write the given system of equations in matrix form Ax equal to B. Now immediately we will construct the augmented matrix AB. This is the augmented matrix AB now. Now we will apply the elementary row transformations only on this augmented matrix AB to reduce it to echelon form. Consider this augmented matrix AB and consider the first diagonal and try to convert the elements lying below to this diagonal entry to 0 using this row number 1 only. To convert this 2 to 0, we will use the row transformation R2 minus 2R1, and to convert this 1 to 0, we will use the row transformation R3 minus R1. First of all, performing this row transformation R2 minus 2R1 here, there is no change in the first row. After multiplying by 2 to the row number 1, we get all these entries. Now subtracting these two rows now, 2 minus 2 is 0, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3, 1 minus 2 minus 1 and 1 minus 8 minus 7. Next transformation R3 minus R1. This 1 minus 1 is 0. Minus 1 is minus 2. 1 minus 1 0 and 0 minus 4 is minus 4. Now next we will move towards the next diagonal, which is here minus 3, and we convert the element lying below to that diagonal entry to 0 using this row number 2 only. For that purpose, we will apply the row transformation 3R3 minus 2R2. There is no change in the first two rows. After multiplying row number 3 by 3 and row number 2 by 2, we get these new entries. And now subtracting them, obviously first two entries are 0. Next entry 0 minus of minus 2, that is plus 2, and minus 12 minus of minus 14, that is plus 14 is 2. So if I move towards the next diagonal, which is 2, but there are no elements lying below to that diagonal entry, it means that this is the required echelon form. Once I get the echelon form, now I have to calculate the rank of the augmented matrix AB and the rank of A. Here the rank of the augmented matrix AB is number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of augmented matrix AB. Here we can easily see that there are 3 non-zero rows, therefore the rank of the augmented matrix AB is 3. Now next, rank of A. It is again number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of coefficient matrix A. This is what the echelon form of coefficient matrix A, and this is also contains 3 non-zero rows, that's why its rank is also 3. From these two we can say that rank of augmented matrix AB is equal to rank of the coefficient matrix A. It means the given system is consistent, that is, it has a solution. Now the solutions are of two types. One is unique solution and another is infinite solution. That depends upon the relation between number of unknowns and the rank of matrix A. Here we will denote n as a number of unknowns, and in all we are having 3 unknowns x, y, z. Let us compare rank of matrix A and this number of unknowns. We can easily say that both are equal, and that is equal to 3. What does it mean? It means the given system has the unique solution. That unique solution can be obtained from the echelon form of the augmented matrix AB. Okay, this is what that echelon form. Writing the equations from this echelon form, from the first row we will get the equation x plus y plus z equal to 4. From the second row we will get the equation minus 3y minus z equal to minus 7. And from the last equation we will get 2z equal to 2. Solving this system from the last equation, we get z equal to 1. Substituting the value of z equal to 1 in this second last equation, we will get minus 3y minus 1 equal to minus 7, which implies y as 2. And substituting the value of z as 1, y as 2 in this first equation, we get x plus 2 plus 1 equal to 4, which implies x as 1. So x equal to 1, y equal to 2, z equal to 1 is the required unique solution of given system of non-homogeneous linear equations.